Well, greetings and good morning, Business 10 students. This is Mr. Doucette, and this is week number 6 in our Introduction to Business course here at Chaffey College. This week, we're going to be looking at entrepreneurship and starting and operating a small business. That's the content of what we'll be looking at. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And here I am in the homepage for our class in Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. This week, we are actually still in module number 2. And so we started that last week. And so we're looking at, last week we looked at forms of business ownership, talking about sole proprietorships and corporations, LLCs, partnerships, etc. Hopefully you really enjoyed that particular topic. Most students really do. This week, again, we're working into entrepreneurship. So what does it look like to start your own business? What does it look like to operate a business? Do you have what it takes? Those kinds of things. So make sure you read the chapters, you review the PowerPoint slides, and then of course you have your check-in for chapter 5, which I think consists of 3 questions about entrepreneurship. Then you have your homework assignment, which is a really easy one. It's just taking an entrepreneurship assessment to kind of see what qualities you might lack or things that you might be your strengths when it comes to entrepreneurship. None of these things I believe are gospel. They're not 100% accurate, but they're a great starting point to kind of review where you're at. I think there's some questions in there of whether or not you agreed or disagreed with the results of your assessment, so make sure you don't miss that part of the homework assignment. And then, of course, you have a quiz on Chapter 5. The quizzes, again, are learning tools, in my opinion, so these are just meant for you to take and retake until you kind of get some of the concepts down. But that's due as well. And then we have our discussion post number 2 that we started last week, which is a fantastic article on the topic of where do good ideas come from. And so I want you to make sure you read that thoroughly, you answer the questions, you make a post so that other students can read it and view it and then comment on it. And then, of course, that you would comment on other students as well. So I'm going to leave that at March 16th. I don't think that's when it's due, but it will. Yeah, that's actually is when it's due, but make sure you're working on it now, and that way March 16th doesn't come up on you. But anyway, that's that. I do want to say this though about the article. You know, it really boils down to what's called the 3 P's of business ideas. It's pains. So we oftentimes find business solutions for things that cause us pain or problems that people have. So really it's solutions to things that we might run into that are problems. They're not pains necessarily. They don't hurt literally, but they're problems that we need to solve. And so a lot of times business ideas come from solving other people's problems. And then the last P is passions, business ideas come from passions, things we really are into, things we really like. You know, somebody might really be into cycling, and so they open a cycling shop, or really into guns, so they open a gun shop, or really into fashion, so they open a thrift store, or whatever. So your passions oftentimes lead to business ideas as well. So those are just some thoughts I have, and I'll probably say something like that in my comment on your discussion post when I finally comment on them. But anyway, that's it for this week. So you have those assignments to get done by Sunday. That's pretty much it. If you have any concerns or questions, please reach out to me via email or text or phone, and I'll set up a time to meet with you if you need to, if we can't solve it over those means. But if not, either way, have a great week, and be looking forward to next week.